it's Monday, people? I don't know. We'll have to search through the news to see if there's anything interesting happening today. I just don't know. We'll have to see here. By the way, it's an appropriate day to wear this shirt. I love this shirt. When it's time to impeach, one thing is clear. Mueller's here. That's right, baby. Mueller time. That came from Amy Donahue in Taylor, Pennsylvania. She said it a while back ago, and I wore it several times. This is a handmade shirt. Every time I touch it, oh, I forgot my Texas. Norman, I'm sorry, I forgot my necklace, buddy. She handmade this, and every time I touch it, it reminds me of the work that she put into it, the little stars and everything. Anyway, what's going on today? Well, before I get started, I also want to point out, because I don't know if there's anything to talk about, we'll find something, but I want to thank Gina Cheney. She's from Houston. I think that's in Texas. I think so. I'll have to look on my map. Yes, she's from Houston, Texas. She's a good fan of ours. And she sent me this. She sent it to me and Mama. It's a pumpkin. A blue pumpkin. For Democrats, you know, because we're blue. And it's got a little patch of Texas there. And she wrote on her card, that she sent a beautiful little card. And she said if I looked closely, and I do, there is a small blue dot right there in Texas. And that's me, baby, that's right. I'm a blue dot in Texas. I'm proud of it. I try to spread that message all over the place because there are more blue dots in this state than you could shake a stick at, baby. We're thick in there. We're just not out in the country like me. Most of them are concentrated around cities. But, baby, we are full of blue dots in this state. I want everybody to remember that shit. We're not all dumbass rednecks up here just pumping around with guns and then voting for Trump. Nope, some of us have a brain, and we exercise that brain and know not to vote for idiots. Thank you, Gina. She also sent, I like this. This is so cute. That's a bottle cap. That's a bottle cap. Look at there. Dallas Cowboys. Huh? Well, I got to be fair. She sent one to Mama, too, that has the Houston Texans on it and a couple other little bottle caps. Now, these came from her store. She runs a place up in Houston, Gina's Gifts, and you can find her on Facebook under Gina's Gifts. I'll try to put a link on there. But she also has an Etsy store, and it's Gina's Gifts by Gina on Etsy. I'll try to put that. I don't know how to do that link thing. That's what my IT guy does. Anyway, run by there and say hello to Gina. She's a big blue dot. She's been with us for a while, and I didn't know she had an Etsy store or a gift shop. But check her out on Facebook on Gina's Gifts and give her a like on there. And I like the blue dot on that. That's just pretty. Mama thought that was the world. Now, I'm getting real close, I think, to getting a picture of Mama. I got to pick that card up. And I'm back. And I'm back. And so, what's going on in the news today? Shit, I don't know. Let's see. What's it? Paul Manafort was arrested. Are you shitting me? That's it, baby. Tick, tick, tick. It's Mueller time. Paul Manafort and Rick Gates were arrested today on a multi-17 count indictment, I think it was. Amongst them being conspiracy against the United States. I want that to sink in there a little bit. Conspiracy against the United States. There's also conspiracy to launder money. It's all about the money, baby. It always is. Tax evasion, unreported foreign agent. That's the money thing, though. It's always what it's going to get, people, is that money, because they're money hungry. Just, they want it all. And they try to hide it. And that's what old Paul Manafort did. He hid $75 million paid to him by the Ukraine government. Now, why would they do that? Because his job was to lobby United States senators for issues relating to Russia in the Ukraine back when. Now, this charge covers from 2006 to 2017. That's a lot of money laundering, buddy. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of laundry to do. But he stuffed it in offshore accounts and in shell companies. Remember how we talked about that before? That's how the rich people find them loopholes. And I seen Sarah Huckabee up there on the podium today talking a math question about who's paying the most for the beer. And she says, oh, the rich guy's paying more for the beer, but he gets charged more, so he ends up paying more to Big Ten. Bullshit. What she left out is, oh, the rich guy at the top, he paid more for his beer, but that was before he got all the freaking loopholes and sent his money offshore and shell companies and all that other shit, so he didn't have to pay anything. That's what Sarah forgot to mention in her little analogy this morning, her comparison there between who's buying the beer, and blamed it all on the poor people. Of course she did. It's all the poor people in the middle class who's to blame for the woes of the rich. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Like I said the other day, they were taxed 80% in the 1940s and stuff because nobody needed $1 billion to live anywhere in America. But you do now. Hell, $1 billion, that'll only buy you 1 or 2 senators. You got to get more than that. That's what the Koch brothers are into. Bunches of senators. George Papadopoulos. We also found out today that he was arrested on July 27th. Coming back in the United States from Great Britain. When he landed in the airport, they arrested his ass. And he pled guilty to making false statements to the FBI. He'd been interviewed twice. They gave him 2 options. 2 times, give you a chance to tell the truth there, George, but you didn't. You lied, and you got caught in that lie. And he lied about being in contact with Russian agents while working for Trump on the Trump campaign part thing, before he got elected, all the campaign thing. And George was on that Trump campaign committee. As a matter of fact, he was part of the foreign policy advisors, and that list included Keith Kellogg, Carter Page, which remember him, he's coming up soon, George Papadopoulos, Walid Thays, Joseph Schmidt. Those were the guys on the foreign advisory panel for Donald Trump during the campaign. And George here, he's getting in trouble because he was meeting with the Russians. And he said he wasn't part of the Trump campaign, but he was. He was. Now, there's a curious thing that I noticed when researching this about George Papadopoulos. He was part of the Foreign Advisory Committee to Donald Trump. And all those guys I just mentioned, they had a boss. They had a supervisor of the Foreign Policy Advisor. What was that guy's name? Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions was the supervisor of that committee that George Papadopoulos worked on when he was meeting with the Russians. All right? Oh, Trump tweeted out this morning, no collusion. It's coming, baby. It's coming, because that little connection between Sessions, George Papadopoulos, the Russians, and who's Jeffy boy? What's he doing today anyway? Just a coincidence. He's having lunch with Donnie today. Donnie and Mike Pence and Jeff Sessions are having lunch today. Got to get their story straight. Got to collude with each other to make sure they don't step on each other's pecker. Which is highly unlikely, because I'm sure they're not all very big. The balls ain't very big, so you got to figure it ain't there. Anyway, I hope they have a wonderful lunch today discussing all the shit that went on today. Because if you were a Fox News watcher, you didn't hear about this shit this morning. Donnie tweeted out this morning how wonderful Fox and Friends in the Morning was. Wonderful for Donnie, because that's what our president does. Donnie, alias Donnie Tiny Hands, sits up every damn morning to watch Fox and Friends, because that's his cheerleaders. That's who came out. And what were they reporting on? Well, one, the important issues of the day. What is the best Halloween candy? What is the best Halloween candy? Because that's important. Halloween's tomorrow, and all them little kids got to know what kind of, or what parents need to know to go out and buy the right candy. So Fox and Friends was on top of that. And they also made sure to point out the big story of the day, which was the Houston Texans taking a knee yesterday because, God forbid, them football players should take a knee. Let's talk about the arrest this morning of his campaign manager and all that shit. That's not news. Let's talk about the Houston Texans and how degrading they are to our country. And I stand with them 100%, baby. 100%. Jesus, man, they get so upset about that. And whatever happened to Donnie's extreme betting? Didn't he say he was going to hire the best people? Sort of like, I know big words, I know the best words, and shit like that he feeds morons so they'll believe his ass. And that's what they do because they're learning about the Houston Texans and which Halloween candy to buy. They're not learning about Manafort or Gates or Papalopoulos. No, they're not learning about that shit. They're learning about Halloween candy. And so goes the morons on the right. Anyway, what's going on? A federal judge blocks Trump's transgender order. Remember when Trump came out, transgenders won't serve in the military under any conditions because I'm the president. No, Donnie, you're an asshole, and a federal judge just blocked your shit because you're ignorant. Federal judges are having a hard time keeping up blocking the stupid shit that comes out of the White House. And that was the biggest stupid crap that he came out with a long time. Anyway. Paul Manafort, I just can't get over that shit. I'm just almost giddy about it. Remember what Jerry Garcia always said, the truth is what you find on your way to someplace else. Well, Paul Manafort, we was on the way to finding out all sorts of stuff about Donnie and just found it out that you're conspired against the country and tax evasion and all that shit. I don't give a shit if Trump is if they get him on collusion or if they get him on tax evasion. If they get him on money laundering, I don't give a shit. High crimes and misdemeanors, get his ass out. He's a lying, stupid dick, and he embarrasses country every day. He embarrasses. He was on 33 tweets and rising since Friday about all sorts of shit about Trump, what Trump cares about. On Friday, there was a helicopter crash in Afghanistan. 6 people were injured. And 1 man died. Chief Warrant Officer Jacob Timms. Chief Warrant Officer. Now, those of us in the military will know to reach Chief Warrant Officer. You started in the enlisted ranks and were good enough and worked hard enough and progressed. He was a highly decorated veteran from many campaigns, not just Iraq, Afghanistan, others. 30 freaking tweets he puts out. Did he put out a single tweet about the crash and how this man died? No, because that's not important. Donnie will mention that when somebody in the press asks him about it, and then he'll find out about it. That's how he does it. That's the way he does every one of them. He finds out when he's forced to look at the reality. He spends so much time tweeting about Hillary Clinton, it is sickening. He's also instructed the State Department to review everything Hillary did in an expeditious manner. Help! I'm drowned in! Call the emails, send in the emails, investigate her emails. You know, this guy, Corey Stewart, the dumbass of the day, he's in Virginia. I'm sorry, Virginia. I ain't picking on you. Y'all got your share of dumbasses just like, hey, we got Ted Cruz. I can't say shit as long as that man's here. But you got Corey Stewart. He's running for the Virginia State Senate. And he was out at a rally. What kind of rally, John? A Bikers for Trump rally. Yep, Bikers for Trump. I actually know somebody who rides. I'm sorry, Bob. I know you. Now, Bikers for Trump, not too big on the brain department. They're just in love with Trump throwing the bird to everybody. But this guy's standing up there, and he put the Democrats, he said they're in one of 4 categories. We're either criminals, communists, crackheads, or weirdos. Hey, Corey, suck it up, buddy. You're a dick. That's what you are. And you're running with Trump shit. That's what he's doing. He's running with the Trump crowd. And he's hoping to get elected to the Virginia State Senate on the basis of I hate everybody too. He gave a big speech about, he called out Danica Rome. And she's running for the House. She's running in Virginia for the House. And she's transgender. And he made sure he talked about her. He said that she wants to she wants to teach transgenderism in kindergarten. That woman wants to teach her kids how to be a trans... The limit of or the lack of intelligence that some of these people have. It's disgusting. He was calling out on, he said that the Democrats are waging a war on their culture. He's talking to a group called Bikers for, who do you think? They're trying to rile these people up. They're trying to point out Democrats as the evil beings that are here to rape their children and destroy their families and desecrate their flag. No, the real people doing that are the Republicans. They're the ones that are trying to tear your country down. All them people out there in the crowd were holding up Hillary for prison 2018. They can't let it go. Hillary is their number one demon. Long gone. Hillary, the election's over and everything else is over, but that's their demon. Is she a demon? Hell no. Hell no, she's not. She's not anything what they call her. But the moron class doesn't want to do any research. They want to believe in Pizzagate and Alex Jones and gay frogs and shit like that. That's what those people do. They believe ignorant shit. If you're watching Fox and Friends, you're learning about the best Halloween candy. This nation is dependent upon a well-informed populace to make the vote. That's what we assume. That's what our forefathers thought what we would be. Well-informed voters. No! The only informed voters on the right are the ones that can read bumper stickers. That's it. And if it's got a flag on it, my God, that's it. Or something about God. You'll suck them in and they'll give you their money and their vote while you screw them over, and that's exactly what the Republicans have done. I hear my dogs. Maybe I'm talking too long. Anyway, that's about all I got. Anyway, Amy, thank you so much for the t-shirt, and Gina, I appreciate the pumpkin and the bottle caps and the card. It just, you know, my friends just overwhelm me sometimes with how generous they are and how much. Put a dot on there for me. Thank you, Gina. Anyway, that's about all I got. We'll see what's in the news tomorrow, because who knows? Might be another domino fall tomorrow, because that George Papadopoulos, yeah, his little link to Jeff Sessions on that committee is going to do something to some domino down the road. So we'll see what happens then. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. John Brudavoy, Blue Dot in Texas. And somebody called me Rudolph because, yes, every time I have a sniffle now, I feel my tissue is more like a piece of sandpaper. I'm so tired. I've got a couple of allergy pills in me right now just to stop the sneezing. Anyway, a little bit of my personal life there. Anyway, y'all have a good time, and stay after it, baby, because if nothing else, this tells you exactly what's happening. It's Mueller time, and these dominoes will fall one at a time, just like they did back when Nixon went. He didn't arrest Nixon the first day. Nope. Started knocking them dominoes down, baby. And it leads to the top, and that's where this is going to go. So smile today, because we have a good day to smile. And we're one step closer to seeing the orange anus that sits in our house get his monkey ass out. And on that note, y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.